Hello, 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 and welcome to everybody for Inspire, Innovate, Ignite Conversations That Count, presented by sacredyou.love. As always, streaming onto 4 or 5 platforms, you will find us in many places. So I'm Sue Rumack, a member, facilitator, Life Force Activators, tribe host at Sacred You. And our topic tonight is extreme rich life dreaming that triggers your rich life shift. And it's my total pleasure to be here tonight with this incredible panel. You can see them up in the gallery above, of experts on all the elements you need to manifest the life that you desire, using skills and tools that may be unique, you've never heard before. So listen carefully, and if you want to take notes, take notes. Ask your questions if you have questions in the chat on whichever platform you're on. If you're watching via Zoom and you'd like to come on camera and ask a question, raise a hand and we will see you. If you're watching on the replay, put hashtag replay, put your question in, and somebody, one of our panelists perhaps, or myself, will answer you. So take part, make this meaningful for yourself. Okay, in a moment, our panelists are going to introduce themselves. But for now, if you're watching, make sure you share your thoughts and comments. The more you participate, the richer the conversation. Okay, so let's dive right in. Panelists, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves right now. Then I'm going to finish introducing our topic. So Carol, would you like to unmute and tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, thank you, Sue, and thank you for having me here this evening. At my time, actually, anytime, right? Different places, but my name is Carol Iacobucci, and I am a certified dream builder coach and life mastery consultant, certified through Mary Morrissey's Brave Thinking Institute. And I am a coach, author, and speaker. And I was drawn to this particular topic because it talks about dream building and how we can improve our life no matter our current situation, circumstance, right? We can go beyond that. So thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have you as one of our panelists because I think you're going to add a whole other flavor. It isn't going to be vanilla. Okay, Denise Blacknet, would you go next, please?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me here. It's beautiful to see you all. Yeah, my name's Denise, and I am an intuitive healer, intuitive reader. I help people change their life from trauma to magnificence. And yeah, I'm really drawn to this today because it doesn't matter where we are in life. Today can be a start of a new life for anybody, and it just takes one step in the direction that you want to go.
Wonderful. Well, I think that rich life dreaming, the way you present it, is going to give some people the exact steps that they need. Thank you for joining us, Denise. I'm looking forward to what you have to say. Joanne Irwin, you're up next.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having me. Yes, my name's Jo, and well, I'm Joanne Irwin, but I'm known as Jo to most of my friends. I'm an emotional and energetic empowerment coach, so I work with mainly women in really drilling into living that life that they want to live, but they feel inhibited in doing so. So yeah, I am really excited about this discussion because isn't that what life is about? Is living the life that you want and dreaming but also manifesting, what it is that you truly want to be on this planet. So become on this planet. So yeah, very excited to be here sharing my input.
It's going to be magical. It always is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jo. Aleksa.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Aleksa, and I am a sacred designer and feminine embodiment coach or mentor to women. I own a global center called Soul Home, which helps women who long to feel heaven in their heart or in their home. And the reason I chose this topic couldn't be a more perfect time in my life, as this idea of really rich life visions and envisioning is just really eye-opening to the embodiment piece of becoming an exact match for what you want, whatever your richness that you desire is. And it is something I'm literally actively just like really bringing more in my life. And man, is it so good. So I'm really excited.
You're gonna be on fire with us tonight. Wonderful. It's going to be hard to keep everybody to short answers so we can get to more questions, but I know we'll do it. I'm Sue Rumack. I am a professional life coach, have been for about 16 years. I'm a channeler. I'm somewhat of a medium. I bring healing messages through. I talk to angels, and I also am a life coach to successful professional women who are attempting to manage the overwhelm in their lives. I'm a strategies coach. So I look forward to talking to you all throughout this evening and perhaps beyond. Let's get started, okay? So let's come back to our title. Extreme Rich Life Dreaming Today Triggers Your Rich Life Shift, okay? So I'd like not just our panelists, but also our audience to imagine, close your eyes for just a moment, and imagine if your rich future life dreaming practice, because it's a practice, got you going forward in time, your rich life forever on track. What would that look like? What would it take to get there? So I encourage you all to put away your various serious life spreadsheets. I know we've all got them, and crossing off your must-dos before living your rich life. And tonight we're going to make time to dream it so you can manifest it. Dreaming it in a special way manifests way better than just affirmations by themselves. So if you can dream it, you can manifest it. Okay, so give me just a moment to get back to where I was. I've got notes, and if I can find them, we're going to do just fine. I got it. Okay, so my question, this isn't a question for the panel. It's kind of an introduction for everybody else. Is rich life dreaming a new age concept? Is it an evolution beginning in the law of attraction of Hinduism and Buddhism that moves up right through the 20th century to the 21st century where we are and affecting modern business success manifestation? Is it what Napoleon Hill brought, or Norman Vincent Peale, or Rhonda Byrne in The Secret, or Dale Carnegie, or Tony Robbins? Just think about how rich life dreaming, not necessarily called that, but how it has evolved as a thought process over perhaps the past almost 100 years. Okay, so first questions, okay? And I'm putting this out to the whole panel, and then somebody is going to unmute themselves, and we'll see who does it first. If you don't, I'll ask you. You can be put on the spot. In your experience, how do you, 1, 2, 3, 4, how do you personally define your vision of rich life dreaming? Nothing from Wikipedia, nothing from anything that you said, your personal understanding of it. Who'd like to start? Denise.
Yeah, I'd love it to start. For me, life dreaming, rich life dreaming. Like I really love the intro into all those that have gone before us. They have brought us so much. And, and if we've tapped into them, they've enriched our lives, to go forward and even enrich our lives more. But for myself, it's always been, I've always desired to do this or to do that. And when I've desired it and I've followed it, I get there and then I get to dream bigger. So, it never stops. It's forever evolving. And it only stops when we stop, when we decide not to have any more than what we've got.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So for me, it's very much, I get to where I've dreamt so far. So how much further can I go? How much further can I go? And so I'm the creator and discreator of everything I want to be.
How do you dream? This isn't a question I put on the list for all you guys, but how do you dream that into reality? What's your process?
I think in the quietness, in the quietness. Showers are really great for me. I could hang in the shower for a very long time, and just so much just drops in for me. It's like everything washes away to allow new things come in. So it's a real personal space for me. So it's like, yeah, and just things drop in. It's like the universe knows what I want, or what I need, and it's whether I'm open to hearing that.
So you're kind of
I create from there.
You're kind of connecting between dimensions when you think about it that way.
Yeah, because it's like connecting into your soul. Your soul already knows what you need and what your life is to be. It's about shifting all that stuff out of the way and feeling through all life as it is now to keep creating what you want.
Perfect,
and unpacking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Next person's going to tag on to what you just said. Who'd like to go next?
Thank you.
I don't mind jumping in. Yes.
Oh, and then Carol, and then Aleksa.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I totally agree, and I do also love that intro, because we have learned from those that have gone before us and how to do things. And I want to add, Mary Morrissey as one of those as well, because I love her work. And creating, for me, it's about creating a life that brings me joy. That makes me feel good. And everything that everybody wants, the life of freedom, connection, that peace, that sense of peace, fun, like all of it in one. And also a life that can make a difference, that you can have an impact on others or the world, something that's fulfilling for you, that's making a difference in the world. Having a contribution in life and leaving a legacy, particularly for myself, my family and my grandchildren. That's really important. And I think most people want to live a life of significance. I mean, isn't that one of Tony Robbins's hierarchy of needs, but not in an ego way, but in an impactful way. And striving for that life of difference and significance and love and peace and all of it is my version of living a rich, dreaming life. And then all the other parts, all the work you do around that, contribute to that life. So yeah,
I love the way each one of you is building a picture, how it fits for you, but you're creating a much larger vision that anybody else could tap into and use parts of for themselves. So before you go, Joe, I'm going to ask you very quickly, do you have a process that you follow?
Absolutely. I'm very visionary, big picture. I have a number of processes, but starting my day with how I want to feel, what I want to bring to the table, and envisioning that in. Also work with a vision board that sits in front of me every single day, so I can revisit that and where I'm going, and keeps me, moving towards what I want. There's a number of lovely things, embodiment, movement, walking in nature. These are all a part of my day, believe it or not. I spend a good morning, setting myself up for my future self, right? So yeah, lots of different things. Yoga is a big part as well.
So what I'm hearing is there's a lot of vision boarding, so you can visually see it. There's a lot of body sensation, so you can feel it and feel whether it's in line or just a nice to have. I'm hearing a lot of things between you and Denise that are different, which is wonderful. So our audience should be getting already a ton of value from this conversation. Thank you. Carol, up next, please, our certified rich vision person.
Thank you, Sue. Yes, I think the whole, how do you dream, right? How do you create a life that you want? The first step is to really kind of look at your life as it is now. And you kind of take an assessment. How am I doing in my health, right? Is it where I want it to be? How am I doing in my relationships? Are they where I want them to be? Maybe in my vocation, am I doing the things that I want? Or another quadrant would be life and money freedom. Am I able to do what I want to do or give what I want to do, give what I want to give to different causes, right? So you kind of take an assessment of where you're at. And then you start to dream about, you start to look at like, what are your longings and discontents? And when you have those two things in front of you, then you can start to dream. Because some people don't even know how to dream anymore. They're so stuck in current circumstances and everything that's going on around them, they don't even know what they want. And so
Right.
you have to start from where you're at and look at what you have and look at what you would love instead. And then you can start to build that vision and build that dream, right? And one of the things I love about the program too is that you look at, is this dream good enough for me? You don't look to see, am I good enough for the dream? You look to see, is the dream I'm creating good enough for me? Because I'm going to put my time and energy, money, life force into that dream. And so is that dream really worthy of me? So, we want to make sure we don't dream small. And if this is going to be a big, rich life dream, we want to make sure we're dreaming big and what would we really love, and then start to paint a picture of what that is. And it could be a vision board, it could be just writing it out, but you want to be as clear and throw a lot of emotions in there and put all your five senses into when you're defining that dream so that you can really feel it. And so now you're like feeling yourself in that dream as if it's happening now. And now you have the emotions going through your body for that dream. So it starts to build momentum for you so you can take that first step towards it.
Wow. What you just opened up for people was a whole process. And what I loved about it was that you gave people permission to create a rich life dream for specific parts of their lives. It doesn't have to be for their whole life, but for specific parts of their lives. And then you gave them permission to choose whether or not the dream was good enough for them. I love that. So thank you so much. Aleksa, jump on in. Let's see what you got.
Thank you. I love how Carol just said some people don't even know how to dream. I was actually going to go off of that because really, truly, a lot of us don't know how to dream and feel like they can't. And it was actually the other day that I realized that even myself was attaching my dreams to what's safe through what others dream. And I actually the other day broke open my own heart, because that's where it starts is visions start from your heart opening and believing there's something bigger beyond yourself. And so in doing so, it really comes to, having that vision and that soul realization of like, oh, I see that. And for me, I feel it. And that's, I don't know if anybody knows human design, but for me, I'm a non-specific. So I don't get, or having specific dreams like vision boards you all are talking about, having those specific visions doesn't always come. Where if I have a general, it actually, and have a feeling, it really actually creates some magic for me. And then what I do is then even, and once I feel it, I can time travel. So when am I experiencing that, and then call it into the now. The only hard part is then creating the space in your body to believe and believe it and sustain it. And that just takes subconscious and nervous system space and reprogramming to hold it. But really, I love how all of you said vision boards, which are great. And as a designer too, it's a lot of fun to create them. But my words are like spells, just like writing, and speaking it, even though I don't know all the details yet, allows me to get closer, because by putting it out to a friend or mentor or you, allows for it to manifest even faster.
And you've just added one more layer that people might not have thought about before. Another way. See how each one of us is so different in how we envision a rich life dream and how we go about creating it for ourselves. And that's all about permission, isn't it? So our question number 2 is, as a general concept, and we may have covered this already, but if we have, go a little deeper, peel back one more layer and see what you can pull out for our audience. As a general concept, is rich life dreaming a future wish list? That's part of it. Is it a future wish list? Or is it a practice to attract manifestation of a life change? Meaning, is it a written down process that we can follow on a board, or is it an energetic change maker that we create through different practices that may be a little bit on the mystical side? So I'm going to ask Carol to start.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think you have to start with the wish list so that you can start to think about what you would really love. But if you don't take any action towards it, then it remains a wish list. And in order to create that dream, you have to work towards it. And you also have to give yourself permission to use your intuition, your imagination, your curiosity, creativity, to start to really look at, if I write down a wish list and I take one item from it, and then I really put my energy into it, now it becomes the process, right? Or the practice. I'm putting my attention and focus on that one particular wish that I would like. And as I'm taking steps towards it, now I'm starting to manifest it. And even when I don't feel like taking that action, it's like the action is going to generate the energy to keep moving forward. So you have to start with, picking one, making that list, picking one and putting your focus and attention to it, like a laser beam, right? If you turn on a light lights up the whole room. But if you then become a laser, the laser is going to put attention on that one item. And now a lot of things are going to attract to it.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Working towards it. Yeah.
I'm going to go to Joanne next.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's a wish list. I think for me, it's yes, you do have to start with something, right? But I think it's a human right to be able to dream and manifest what you like, and allowing yourself. I just want to add on to what Carol was talking about, being able to also receive. How do we receive what we want from that place? Your attention, where your attention goes, where your focus goes, energy flows, right? We've all heard that. And sometimes we are blocking those dreams from coming or even moving towards them because we don't actually believe that we can have them. So for me, it's about working with those parts of ourselves that are blocking us, that are stopping us from sometimes even dreaming, like someone mentioned earlier, having that ability to really achieve what it is you want, but driven by your big why. Why do you want it? Why do you want that? And really going deep, and as you're moving towards what you want, clearing those blocks, like doing it anyway, like moving through the fears, the limiting beliefs, the blocks, the patterns of behavior, and being aware of those things is really an important piece to creating that dream, that wish list, if you like, So
Manifestation?
The manifestation. And that's a big part of the work that I actually teach, because when we clear that, we're more open to receive what we want with the attention that Carol's talking about, the focus that, and believing that you can really have it. So it's a little bit deeper. A wish is just a wish. A dream is a manifestation as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna move from there now over to Aleksa to give us her version of this. And just remember the question: is rich life dreaming a general concept, as in a future wish list, or is it a practice to attract manifestation of a life change?
Yeah, this is a really deep question. I think that what I hear in those two different concepts is one's masculine, one's feminine too. And being the feminine, like the feminine way of just the second option of practicing the attraction of this life-changing manifestation is how I attract my rich lifestyle or rich dreaming. The wish list has not worked for me. And having steps. And I think that's something that whichever way that works for you, there's a thing that's not talked about, which is surrendering the outcome too at the same time, surrendering the expectations, because we as humans, I love how one of my mentors always says, we are here to create, not create, destroy. So if you have a thing you want to create, you have to create it and then put it out and let it go and believe it's going to come. We so often create it and we're like, I want, $1 million, or I want, this job. And then we're like, but I'm not good enough. And, I caught myself doing the other day. And that's just all, like I was saying earlier, the subconscious part of us that wants to keep us remaining in the comfort zone. So with that, attracting that manifestation of a life change, it's really about becoming, like, you have to become it. It doesn't just happen overnight. It can, if you have the space and capacity to hold it, and that's where you attract what you are. So that's what I have to say.
Brilliant. I love the way that you are just filling in the gaps. And now we're going to have Denise fill in the last gap on this question, which is rich life dreaming. Is it a future wish list? Or is it a practice, created practice to attract manifestation of a desired life change?
Yeah, I'd say it's a practice, because as you know, I'm going to come back to children. Children learn to walk. They fall over, they have a cry, they get back up and they keep trying. And we can make lists and they'll fall again, get back up and keep walking. So they learn as they go. So it's a practice. I've got to get in and I've got to do it. It's I manifest what I want. A child doesn't fall over and then just not get back up again and decide not to ever walk again because it was too hard. They keep getting back up. And when we go in and we decide this is what we want and we put it out there, the universe knows, and the universe will give us everything we need to get there. So if we feel that there's a discomfort in that, we don't look at, oh no, I can't do that. I've got to know why I feel the discomfort. The discomfort of, oh, this is stopping me from doing what I want to do. What's the discomfort in that? Where's that coming from? And really exploring that to follow that thread of where it's coming from. And that's where healing comes in. That's where I find where that discomfort is, that feedback, and really go in to see where it's come from, to feel it, feel it through its entirety. That's where your healing is, to then go, okay, I can move forward now. Just like the child falls over. Why did I fall over? Oh, okay, my foot wasn't quite in the right spot, or I fell over this, or I was a bit wobbly. So it's not a really thinking thing. It's just a doing, isn't it? They get back up and they try again.
And that's human nature a lot as well for a lot of people. But then it's human nature for a lot of people not to get back up when it comes to rich life dreaming.
Yeah, and it's about why don't, and that comes into our belief of why don't I believe that? Where is somebody or something in my life that has told me that I can't have this? So it's following that thread again to the core of it, to feel it through its entirety, whether it's painful. I've got to feel it to heal it, and then then I can get back up and go again.
Okay. So if I were to rephrase that just a little bit, if I may, feel it, to heal it, to manifest it.
Yes, love that.
Okay, thank you. Now I'd like to put my 2 cents worth in, and I'm going to try and keep it short. Okay, so what I've noticed as a coach is that when people want to manifest something in their lives, what ends up happening is that they make lists. I've got a lot of dings going on. I hope you can't hear any of them. Good. People will make lists. They'll do vision boards. They'll do step charts and timelines and milestones. And they've turned it into a left brain practice. So you're following all the steps. You're focusing on the steps. If you don't make a step, now you've got to work on that step until you get past that step to get to the manifestation. However, for those of us who are more right-brained, and I'm a right-left, so I tend to do both, that totally gets me stuck a lot. But I do manifest. What I've discovered from the metaphysical side is that when we're working from 2 dimensions or 3 or 5 at the same time, what ends up happening, all focusing in towards that rich life tapestry that we want to create for ourselves, right? It's a rich life tapestry that we want to create for ourselves. Okay,
Well,
so hold on a second. That doesn't need to be here.
now we've got
Now I've got to shut him off, make him go away. Go away.
Great whining sound.
Oh
that
my
I'm hearing
gosh,
coming
I don't.
all-
There, he's gone. I've got notes on my phone that I'm referring to. Rich life dreaming on my phone. Okay, so the question really becomes, if we're going to follow a practice and we want to be completely open to manifesting, is it, and this is a question I'm asking, it's not a rule I'm making, is it necessary for us to begin to rich life dream in a different dimension than we've rich life dreamt before? Which means that, do we do all of the things that are required? I use that word loosely. And do we also decide to connect with our guides, our angels, our spirits, the unknowables, the ones who come in and whisper in our ears, whisper into our hearts about the dreams that we want to manifest, and partner with them to create the tapestry, the warp and the weft, the doing and the thinking, the dreaming and the manifesting, so that we are partnering on more than one level to create that rich life dream. It doesn't matter whether it's about how much money you want, how much love you want, the kind of love you want, the future for the rest of your life in joy and happiness and love, or in abundance and richness and all the rest of that. So what I'm suggesting here is that we think in terms of manifesting on multiple levels, not just the earthly level, but the spiritual level, the soul level, the angelic level, the ascendancy level, whichever level speaks, and there could be more than one. So I think that's what I wanted to introduce to this piece of the conversation. Okay. Anybody got any thoughts on what I just offered?
Yeah, I'd love to speak into that. I love it's really about surrendering, isn't it? Really surrender to what every level has to offer you. It's not about getting stuck on one. It's about opening yourself up and surrendering and letting the universe help you instead of we having to do it. Like I say universe, to me it's God, to let God help. People translate it as universe, so sometimes it's easier to speak to that for people. But it's about being open to receive, open to allowing what comes in for you, and being open enough to actually go, oh, I'll follow that and see where it goes. Because sometimes we like to really do it ourselves. So we like to take control. So it's surrendering to control.
Surrendering away from control.
Yeah. Yes, not to control, away from control. Surrendering and letting it be. Like, because we already know where we're going. We already know the destination because that's what we dream. So it's about surrendering to the opportunities that come before us and trust that they're there for us to be able to go forward. Yeah.
Thank you. That's perfect segue into the next thing that I'd like to say. And it's a personal experience, and I'm not supposed to be off because I'm the facilitator. I'm just supposed to ask the questions. But a while back, a long time ago in my life was changing. Didn't know I was going to be divorcing within a few years, but my husband had bought me a painting when we were newly married. And it was a Victorian house that was my dream house. It was my absolute dream house. I knew that one day I would have this house. I had no idea how I was going to get it. And about 2 years before we decided to divorce, I had a dream, literally a dream. Now, this is metaphysical, going into the dream state. I didn't plan it. It just happened. And I was in this dream. I found the house, and I was led through a number of steps with a number of very significant visual things, tactile things that happened in the dream. And in the morning, I woke up and said to my husband that I didn't know I was going to be divorcing in a couple of years, honey, I found our dream house. He goes, oh yeah, where? Where is it? I goes, I don't know. What do you mean? I dreamt it. He says, and you don't have an address? No. Well, you can forget it because it's never going to happen. And I was devastated. I actually mourned for 2 weeks that I was never going to find this place. Well, he and I decided to divorce. My daughter says to me one day, what do you want to do? I had a free afternoon. She did too. I said, let's get in the car. Let's just drive somewhere, anywhere. I don't care where. She said, what are we going to do? I said, house hunt. Okay. So we drove around the city. I had no idea where we were. And we drove around the city, and we ended up in front of a house that looked like my dream house. But I had no money. None, zero, zil. My marriage had killed my money. And I said, I was very resistant. My daughter kept saying, Ma, just call the agent. Called the agent. I was really bitchy. He showed up in 12 minutes because he wanted to make the sale and walked us through the house. As he walked us through the house, the dream came to life. We did everything that was in that dream, including going up a blacked out staircase, servant staircase to the second level. And Victorian, remember, it's got a servant staircase. And him saying, there's no light. I'll open the door. The light will come down. You hold my jacket. Your daughter will hold your sweater, and we will be a chain. He opens up the door. The light floods through. There are angelic arches. There's moonbeams. It's God's light. And I said, I have no money to buy this house. He made everything happen for me to buy the house. I had that house for 7 years. It was my sanctuary. And it would not let my ex-husband across the threshold. So what I'm saying is that if you have a dream, sometimes that dream is actually, it manifests in a dream. And if you pay attention, you can follow the breadcrumbs and get there as long as you hold the dream. So I'm going to move on to the next question because I think I've spoken enough. I want to make sure that you guys have tons of time to talk about yourselves and let people know about what you do. Do we have time for one more question? If we can make it really short, yes. Okay. You've already given people lots of different practices and processes to create their own rich life dream. Okay. So from your opinion and from your experience, how have you seen rich life dreaming change the direction of a person's life? Can you give us an example?
I'm happy to go first. Oh, sorry.
Since Denise has never led, except for the very beginning, let's let her lead this time.
For me, because I'm an intuitive healer and I coach people, we don't stand at the like where I am now because what I do is help people move through the discomfort, the feedback of their life. Mm-hmm. So there's discomfort that they're at now, and we find the core of it from where it's come from. And we carry that thread right through to the core, so therefore it unravels. And it can be just as simple as, why don't I believe that I can do? And I can't have what I want. I worked through this with someone not that long ago, and it was about, I can't have what I want when I want, and leading the thread, and it's like it was showing up in their life right throughout their life and everything they do, and everything they would get close to what they wanted, all of a sudden it's taken away. And they would be on the threshold of having it and it'd be taken away. So it was that whole thing of saying, I don't believe I can have what I want. So it was finding the thread of it and finding the causal of it, you know, where it came from, and just allowing them to really feel the unlovingness of that, or the hurt from that, because that's what they've carried through, because they've never had the opportunity to feel the emotions at the time of whatever event that occurred. And when they've felt that, the unraveling of their life and the things that now turn up in their life are so vast. They now are able to have the things they want, because their belief, they've felt this emotion that they couldn't have it, and feeling through the entirety of that has allowed the space to open to have everything they ever wanted, whatever they choose to.
So you have actually seen that rich life dreaming process, the way that you've created it or designed it, or helped people to design it for themselves. You've seen the change that has occurred for them.
Yeah, they go on and a lot of people just want happiness, that I have found, just to feel peace and happiness. And when you reach that space, everything happens anyway, because you're not having that expectation. The surrender's there to allow what I like to have, you know, allow what to be is to have, to do, to have, to be, because there's no expectation on anything anymore. I want this because I know I can't have it. But now I want
this because I know I can have it. Yeah.
Now I have it because I know I can. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. We're going to shift over now to Carol and let her give us, because you both jumped in at the same time. Go ahead.
One of the ladies that I was working with, she was working towards a particular dream. And even though that particular dream didn't totally manifest the way she thought it was going to manifest, what she told me was that what she found is that she changed her inner self. And to her, that was more important, because she started to listen to the thoughts that she was having about things, very similar to what Denise was just explaining, is that the things that were maybe holding her back, or her negative thoughts about particular situations, and she would notice them. And because she was paying more attention to what she was noticing, she was able to switch out of that thought process, or out of that mood faster, and then start to be happier. Like Denise is saying, you know, really what you want to be is happy at the end of the day, and more joyful, and have more fun. And so she was catching herself earlier when she was seeing herself being more negative or pessimistic. And that gave her then the opportunity to have a more fuller and richer life just in her normal day-to-day process. And I think that's one of the biggest things, right, is the transformation of being able to, you know, have a fuller life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the way that each of you is building onto this whole concept of how rich life dreaming can change the direction of a person's life. Joanne, I'm gonna add something at the end. I'm gonna add something at the end. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Joanne.
I'm going to tag on that, Carol and Denise, because it's when you're in that vibration of joy, peace, love, freedom, all of the things that we want to feel, we're actually in the vibration of attracting what we want to us. So working with the emotions is a really powerful way. But I have a mastermind of ladies that have worked with me over a period of time, and then they come into this group. So I have many examples that you're asking here about that. This last it's a 12-month program, but at the beginning they all set an intention or a vision or a dream, and at the end we revisit that. And each one of them, whether it's health, everybody's different, health, wealth, finances, or just a better life. Just I had a workaholic, so different areas of life that they want to experience freedom in, and working with that as a process, as a vision, to transform their life is incredible. And each one of them were blown away by the when they revisited the goal, that how each of them had actually achieved that, and whether it came through that feeling of calm and confidence and more peace. But one, she manifested her goal of over $10,000 a month, right? So these are big visions, big dreams. And I just think it's taking people on a journey and having that belief in them that they don't necessarily always have themselves, and working with from a place of a guided process, that they can get curious about what's their beliefs are and what their blocks are, so they can heal that. Like Denise said, feel to heal to manifest, as Sue said. So, there's so much in this. We could probably talk about this topic forever, because I do love it, and it's the work that I do. But yeah, just paying attention to your little things that you do during the day, having the awareness of what is blocking you from receiving what you desire, receiving what you want. And as I said, it's our birthright to have that. It's part of what we're here for. So dream big, and don't let your innovations and get support. Support is a huge area. If it's, this community, the tribes that we have, all the therapists that we have here, the guides that we have here, support is huge. Yeah, so that's my little piece.
And you've given a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful summation, but we still have to hear from Aleksa before each of you gets to tell our wonderful viewers what it is you have for them. So Aleksa, your turn, please come. The question is, how might rich life dreaming change the direction of a person's life? You can talk about your life if you wish, but you could also talk about a person that you've worked with in the past, or in general.
Thank you. Well, I'm actually going to talk about a experience that I've gone through that kind of taps all what you guys are all talking about. And there really is something with the state of joy, peace, all those higher vibrations, because I was in a group where I had a coach who was like offering the question of what if, and you getting to put some sort of, what if I made $1 million, or what if I got that podcast opportunity. And in my state of being 3 months ago, I was my what ifs are like, what if I fail? And I went to everything negative, and I couldn't even go to the what ifs positive, because that was in the way. And I wasn't just going to flush it out with positive statements and dream if this is the reality of my state of being. And so what I've worked towards is becoming that state of being, because at that state of being is then when you can reach that more monetary. And I think that in a rich life dreaming, what we're talking about, it's really important to state that a lot of us can start to look at it for a monetary desire that we want, whether it's a house, whether it's a partner. And we really can, as a human being, attach to those things, when really the whole journey is about detaching from those things and actually creating a state of peace, joy within. And then from that place, things just effortlessly coming and remaining in that detachment, which is really the whole process. And so in doing that, I've come to a state in my life where I can say the last month, I've been just dancing at this higher level. And it's been so beautiful. And I don't see the things happening yet, but I'm starting to see little like seedlings. And I'm in rooms where I was wondering, like literally a week and a half ago, I was in $1 million house with $1 million, husband and wife. And I was like, holy shit, like I'm in this room. And I felt deserving. I was like, I don't know if my boyfriend feels deserving, but I felt deserving. And so that is the state, the being, the place. That's where you want to get to. And that journey, it's not getting in the room and be like, oh, I'm in the $1 million room, I'm with the millionaire. No, it's being in that room and still remaining yourself, remaining in that state of being and knowing you're worthy, and then knowing you can create it again, but it wasn't even about being in that room at all. So that's what I want to share.
That's perfect. What a perfect ending for that question. Brilliant. Thank you. I knew you were the right person to ask to end off on it. So we have about 10 minutes left to wrap up, and for each one of you to let our viewers know what it is that you would like them to know about you, the work that you do, and whatever offer you would like to make to them before we close off. Aleksa, since you spoke last, I'm going to ask you to speak first this time.
Yeah, I started in the beginning stating that I run my own business and have a global center called Soul Home, which is all about helping women create the heaven in their heart or their home. So I have two totally opposite offers that are totally integrated, which is helping you tap into the chakras in your home and allow your temple to become, or your home to become, a living temple, because it really is and has a soul. And if you are especially doing some soul work in your home, it can uplift your soul work. And not only that, but your neighborhood and your state or your continent or country, whatever it is. And then the other opposing offer I have is one-on-one mentorship and a membership to really bring the woman, the divine feminine, fully alive in her expression, so we can heal the root heaviness and density, which really does connect to money, because there's such attachment to it and a lot of fear around it. And so bringing women fully alive in their heartfelt center. So I have a sacred living guide. If you tap into my Facebook page or my Instagram, I have a sacred living guide to help you really come back to the intentionality and the sacred and sacredness of your lifestyle through 10 areas of your life. And I also just have put out a Facebook group where you can watch a video where I shared a movie that transformed my life, and it's actually initiated the embodiment that I want to feel the rich living that we are talking about tonight.
rich life dreaming. So do we have all of your links so that people can easily find you? If we don't, put them in the chat, and Sophia will. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Denise, let's hear about you and what you offer. And it's your turn.
Thank
You're
you.
on.
I help people. I've just lost it. I help people to know the essence of their existence and to feel through everything in life, to live their full life. So I'm very much about feeling everything. Life is about feeling and experience everything to its fullness. And from there, we create the space to be able to live the life that we want to live, no matter how big or small we want that to be. And through that, working with people I do it on a personal level, and I also have a group where we do Zoom every week, talking about how to do that themselves as well. So I support and teaching people to know the truth of their existence, and feeling and healing in that space, and knowing how to do that themselves to live their full expression. And I have a express fast track to ultimate life, and that's a 3-month program that I do. And I also do a 12-month program as well, on can do individual or groups. And I also I'm here to ask questions all the time. And just reach me out on my Facebook. I'm not limited. You don't have to, I'm here just to answer any questions, because all I want for people is to live the richness of their life.
And we have all of your links that will be put into the comments so people can find you and set up those conversations. Wonderful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Joanne.
Yes, as I said earlier, I'm an emotional energetic empowerment coach. I'm going to keep it really simple because I'm also the host of empowering you to live your best life in the Sacred You community. It's a tribe that I run every second week. So I'm all about empowerment for women and really helping them to work through what it is that's blocking them from receiving what they deserve. And you'll find my links. I have run 12-week programs one-on-one, and then into the Manifestation Mastermind groups. I also offer a one-on-one session of energetically working with one of your number one goals or visions that you want to create, intentions, which is a really powerful way to start the trajectory of where you want to go. And that was an offer I put out for this end of year for next year. So visioning in what you want next year. And I run frequencies to support that process. And it is very powerful. You can chat, and I can tell you some great stories there as well.
I am so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All of it. I do tap into your tribe every once in a while when I did today, as a matter of fact.
No, it wasn't today. It's next Wednesday.
One of your replays.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. It was a good one.
Great.
Okay, so all of your links are going to be your website, your courses, and your life force, your tribe link as well.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Carol. We have not quite last, and definitely not least. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, for anybody who's watching, I'm offering a one-on-one consultation to start thinking about your dreams again, because as we mentioned, not everybody remembers or knows how to dream. And so be happy to help anyone kind of delve back into dreaming and thinking about what they could get for their lives. And as a coach, I offer a 12-week program on dream building that really digs into all the things that hold us back. The fear that we have when we go to take that action, and then the failure when we do try something and it doesn't work out. How do we get beyond that, and how do we turn failure around into a stepping stone to the next step? So it's a beautiful program for anybody who might be interested in looking more into that. And I also wanted to mention that an author, one of the authors, let me see if I can get a better picture of this. There's 9 of us that each wrote a chapter in this book called Belonging: Secrets to Soothe the Soul. And you can find it on Amazon, and I believe Sophie has a link for that. And we each tell our own story of where we didn't feel like we belonged in our lives and how we overcame that, and offer helpful hints to anybody who might feel like they don't belong where they're at now and looking for some hope in that direction. So that's out there as well. But the best place to reach me is on Facebook and LinkedIn. And I'd be happy to just talk with anybody who would just like to chat about their dreams, what they would love.
Fabulous. We've got a wonderful, wonderful panel of experts that I think if you resonate with, please do make every effort to connect with them in some way. I'm Sue Rumack. I am a life coach, and I offer Calm the Overwhelmed coaching services, which sounds very, very straight, but it really is all about rich life dreaming, and it really is all about energetic connection. And it has 4 different pillars inside of it, from personal elite one-on-one coaching, through divorce coaching, divorce identity coaching, through business charisma coaching, through overwhelm management coaching. If you're interested, my links will all be down below in the comments. I offer a next steps life blueprint that'll help you discover exactly the steps that you, not that I suggest, that you want to take to make your life better, rich life dreaming, and how to get there. So it's free, it's complimentary, it's about 60 to 90 minutes. It is my gift to all who are watching. And I would love to talk to you about your own rich life dreams. The last thing that I need to mention is, if you are not yet a member of sacredyou.love, and if you have enjoyed this panel, you need to know that we offer at least 2 panels a week. They're free. You're here. We're here. And the replays are on the website, on sacredyou.love website. Now, if you would love to find out more about Sacred You and test it out, we offer a trial, $1 Australian for 2 whole weeks. Do you know how many pennies that is a day? Not very many, for 2 whole weeks. And you get to try out everything, all of our tribes, all of our panel discussions like this one, all of the course introductions, all of the free readings and trainings that we make available to our members. Now, if you love us after 2 weeks, don't do anything, and it'll automatically kick over to 20 Australian dollars per month. Per month. That's less than $1 Australian dollar a day. What can you get? Not even a coffee for $1 Australian dollar a day, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. So if you love what you've seen here, please check out sacredyou.love. It's such an easy website to move through. We've done so much work to make it look and flow with ease for anybody who visits. So we'd love your feedback on that too. Sacredyou.love is where you want to go next. Let me think. Have I forgotten anything? Sophia? Have I forgotten anything? Sophia is hiding in the background behind that beautiful picture. There she is. Hello, Sophia.
No, so you haven't forgotten anything. Thank you.
Okay.
It's been a wonderful panel. I just want to thank you and thank everyone for coming. I've been sitting here listening to everything and just sitting and listening instead of doing work. And it's been really, really great.
And I would love to thank each one of our panelists for bringing their absolutely best open selves, just giving to this conversation, because it just felt so good to have you here and just giving us your experiences about rich life dreaming. Thank you so much. And we will see some of you on the next panels. Bye for now.